Hey y'all. So I was just listening to one of my favorite podcasts and they took a commercial break and they had a promo for some kind of health and wellness product. They mentioned that yes, it's cold and flu season and that's going to be starting soon or it is upon us or whatever it is. And I was thinking, well, it's cold and flu season. Why? Why is it cold and flu season? Why is that the thing now? Well, because this time of year, winter, we live in a climate where we are meant to slow down, hibernate, as many other animals do. Now, not to that extent, but we are to hibernate. We are to stay in and be cozy more and go introspective and, let everything that's happened in that previous year, those previous seasons leading up to this point, kind of just sit with it. Let things come up, let things process, slow down, get rooted and grounded and and just sit with things and just no rush, and that is the nature of our beast and in the climate we live in. And so our culture, our society does not allow for that. That is not the mainstream. That's not the status quo. And so, of course, what's going to happen? The body's going to react. Nature's going to step in and say, hey, you need to slow down. So we get sick. And that is the majority, perhaps, right? Or at least that is the message. That's what's out there. And that is, pretty typical for the most part. But that is why, because we are going against our natural ways. Right? So if you have a chance, just be mindful of that. Maybe you can't take time off. Maybe you don't, you're unable to do that, as most people are not, right? In the way that our society functions. And so, but, if you can't actually do that, just be very mindful, slow down when you can. You can find times to slow down. You can make yourself slow down a little bit, You can do things a little bit slower. You can fold the laundry a little bit slower. You can drive a little bit slower. You can, just be a little bit more mindful and just try to be in the present and not feel the rush of this time of year. Because there's a lot of that, which is, again, like a double whammy in irony, right? Not only does society keep going the way it goes all year long, but it actually gets busier because of the holidays and Christmas and all that, all of that. Whether it's family time if you celebrate it or if it's, the Christmas buying and all the consumerism that's associated with it. Giving gifts is wonderful. Receiving gifts is wonderful. But there's also a lot of pressure associated with that and some very negative feelings too that come up during this time of year. So, there's a lot there. There's a lot. So give yourself some grace and try to take some time and just give yourself some cozy moments throughout this winter, because especially the holiday season, after the holiday season, try to just breathe through all of the pressures of the next month or so. Just let yourself breathe through them. It's going to be fine. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be maybe sad, maybe hard, but just remember to breathe through it and give yourself some grace and slow down when you can and just try to be mindful of that. Be well. Love you.